I have a 2016 F150. It had a bad steering rack. I bought a steering rack off the same year, same wheelbase, same drive, same engine, used out of the salvage yard, installed it, and everything worked. Took a few minutes for it to sync up, a couple starts, whatever. And that's pretty much the point of this whole video. Don't need to watch it, but if you do, it's just going to be the removal install and then playing with FORScan, which is a free software that I think would have made the steering rack work if it hadn't just worked, but it just works, so I don't know for sure. That's all I got. I purchased a FORScan OBD2 to USB switch on the internet, Amazon, for $19.99. We're going to start off with the switch in the HS position, plug it in to the OBD2 port. We'll get it plugged into the laptop. Key switch on. Let's find FORScan, there it is. Go down to the lower left, connect to vehicle. Now it's asking us if we have a switch on our adapter. We'll click yes, flip it over to MS, hit OK. See the power steering control module popped up, which is what I care about. We'll go ahead and save our profile. So now if we click across the top, we've got a save profile, list of modules, configuration, log. So I'm going to go down to configuration programming here on the lower left or middle left, find the PSCM, click on it, hit play. This is saying that we could hurt ourselves and we need to download a backup. So click OK. And I'm going to go ahead and save all. Okay, so now we have a backup of everything that was in the truck. I don't know if we had to do any of this because you'll see this button that says load factory AB, so as built factory data. We may have been able to get away with just clicking that after this project is done, but I am not smart. You should dig into it a little deeper. I wanted to have a backup before we got going. So I think we're good, and let's go ahead and get the rack changed out. So the first thing we'll do is try and get these outer tie rods popped off. Looks like for electrical, all we have is to slide these little red guys back. Yep. Push down on the tab. That's done. And the only thing holding it in mechanically are these two bolts going through this cross member that my 10-year-old Harbor Freight Impact doesn't want anything to do with.
these here bolts put up a fight. And I take the rack out, but turns out it's hooked up to the steering column. So let's try and get that disconnected. Got the steering wheel held in place to keep me from doing something stupid and losing track of where that's supposed to be. And I think it's just a clamp bolt down here somewhere. Oh, come on. Come on. Did it. Okay, a couple things to talk about. One, how am I not dead? That's crazy. One, I'm stupid. If you fix up a wrecked truck, pull the skid plate and look at everything. And two, I'm just thankful that that didn't cause me catastrophic failure on the interstate. Two, steering rack selection. If you go on the internet, either same rack fits 2015 through 2020, or you need to have a crew cab 157-inch wheelbase, four-wheel drive, blue, tow mirrors, chrome door handles, and it's specific to that truck. Somewhere in the middle is probably the truth. I am the cheapest person I know. I went used, and luckily enough, a local salvage yard had the exact same truck as mine. 2016, same year, 157-inch wheelbase, four-wheel drive crew cab. So I think there's a chance all that FORScan stuff we did a minute ago wasn't even necessary, because this may just be plug and play. But if it's not, then we'll have to dig into it a little bit. Thing number three, bolts. These are the three bolts that came out for this disassembly. They are all listed as one-time use by Ford. Unfortunately, this all happened on a Friday, and my dealership only had the little guy. But I question, why are they one-time use? These are M16 grade 10.9 bolts. The internet has torque tables that show them up to 230 foot-pounds, and Ford has this torque them to 184. So if they're torque to yield, how are they yielding if we're not even taking them to full capability of torque? Are they really just one-time use because they come with Loctite pre-installed? I really have no idea, but they're my only option to get this back on the road. So we'll just put some medium strength blue back on these during install and hope for the best. I have new tie rod ends, but these all feel tight on the new rack, so we're just gonna roll with it. So let's get it installed. Well, it's mostly in place. We'll get the Loctite on. These bolts are actually different length and also require different drive sockets, which is kind of fun. The long one goes here, and it actually uses the smaller socket. Okay, so we can plug our two electrical connectors back in, slide a little lock clip over. The main body of the steering rack installed. I'm going to go ahead and get the tie rods tightened up. 89 foot-pounds seems to be a decent number from what the Google machine told me. We know the steering wheel is still straight because of our strap. Go ahead and position the rotors to look straight-ish. Now we'll go see if the U-joint lines up anywhere in the ballpark. Alright, the slot for the bolt in the input shaft on the rack is pointing the same direction as the bolt in the U-joint, so that's good, right? That's good. So all we got to do is figure out how to put this on. Come on. Wow, that's hard. Okay. We don't need to watch me tighten the bolt. I'm going to go ahead and get that torqued up, and we'll talk again. All right, everything's tight. Wheels are on the ground. Let's do a quick startup. One thing I didn't do was disconnect the battery through any of this. That might have been dumb, but curious to start it up and see how angry it is. Well, the power steering works. The little indicator dealie that tells you your steering angle, not so much. I'm gonna back it up and go forward, and then do a quick tape measure toe check. And then I'll be back in. I am glad that I checked the toe. It was 3/4 of an inch toe out, which would have made this thing a handful to drive. The steering wheel's off a bit, so I had to pull the tie rods together to adjust the toe, and I'm gonna have to take them both to the right to get the steering wheel in the right spot. I got some bad news. Everything works. There's no idiot lights, there's no warnings. The steering angle sensors, steering angle sensing. So this is gonna make for a very anticlimactic video. I was hoping to, do the FORScan thing and have it broken and then not broken anymore, but that's not an option. When I get home, I'll go ahead and plug into the FORScan and just upload the factory settings for fun, and just see how that process goes. If it makes any sense, I'll see you then. Key is on, switch is on HS, opened FORScan, okay. Connect to vehicle, check. Yeah, I'll load my profile. Switch to MS. Yes, okay. Click on configuration and programming. Find the PSCM. Click play. Okay. I'm going to try loading factory AB. I gotta confess, I tried this already, but I forgot to record, and it had to download the factory as-built thing, and it said that was successful, so you need internet connection. Operation completed successfully, okay.
I'm going to write all, yes, to as built. Okay, so cycle off and on. And I still have steering and angle sensor thingy. So that's what I would have done. Sorry. Let me know if this is good info or if it sends you down the wrong path and I should take the video down. I'll catch you later.